Welcome to My Daily Thread. It's a great little place to get a snippet of wisdom from the yoga and the meditation masters to start or to end your day. I'm Jeff Lichty. Oh yes, we are finally here, dear followers of the thread. Now the true Jñāna dīptiḥ, that wisdom is starting to dawn, and it's coming to us finally after all of this prep work we've done to get to what I went to India to study in the first place, which is Aṣṭāṅga Yoga. And remember, I went there thinking it was Pattabhi āsana, and those of you that don't know what that means, it's like I thought that yoga was all these postures and jumping around, and now we think about it as some sort of post on an Instagram feed, but that is not the yoga. The Aṣṭāṅga Yoga comes from Patañjali, and it comes from chapter 2, verse 29, and here it is. This is the reason really that we're here as the Aṣṭāṅgīs, and here it is. Yama, niyama, āsana, prāṇāyāma, pratyāhāra, dhāraṇā, dhyāna, samādhi, āsṭāṅgāni. Ha! Yes, baby, that's the juice right there. So what's he doing here? Patanjali is saying, remember in the verse before he said, we got to get rid of our impurities. We got to get rid of those in order to allow the dawning of discriminative wisdom. We have to let that light shine forth. We got to go there. That's how we're going to get there. But there's a vehicle, and this vehicle we got to jump in and drive or push. Oh, this isn't a very good analogy. All right, let me try this again. We have to use a practice, and the method is the Aṣṭāṅga system. So these 8 limbs of yoga, Aṣṭāṅga. Aṣṭa, just in Sanskrit, means 8. Anga means limb. These 8 limbs of yoga are listed here in the 29th verse. So here we go. Let's work our way through the 8. Yama just means abstinence. I don't like that word. Let's find a different word. They're the restraints. Niyama are considered observances. Asana, this is what we're most familiar with in North America, and that is the posture practice. Prāṇāyāma is breath control. And so that's all this breathwork stuff, all of the current world of breathwork that's out there. This comes from yoga culture. Often in the East, there were breathwork practices within the martial arts. Prāṇāyāma, that's the 4th limb. Then we move on. Pratyāhāra, that's the withdrawal of the senses. And you know what? We're going to go through all of these, friends, so don't get confused about any of it. We're going to talk them out. Prāṇāyāma, pratyāhāra, dhāraṇā, concentration, dhyāna, meditation. Now, here's an interesting point. We are going to learn here in the next couple of weeks the difference between meditation practices and what Patanjali really describes as meditation. And this is an interesting distinction for us to make. And then finally, samādhi, which we've talked about because the whole first chapter of the Yoga Sūtra is called the samādhi pada. So we talked about what this absorption is. So going forward, we are going to go through, but here it is one more time. Yama, niyama, āsana, prāṇāyāma, pratyāhāra, dhāraṇā, dhyāna, samādhi, āsṭāṅgāni. This is it, and that's what we're working on starting tomorrow. All right, gang. Great to have you here. Great to have you listening, and I'm glad we're on the Sutra train. Okay. Talk to you tomorrow, and as always, thanks for your time. Thanks for listening. Om. Peace out. February 2026, the place to be is San Pancho, Mexico, with Ziggy and I, doing a couple of retreats, getting a little bit of sun, getting some sunsets, and getting the sand in between the toes. It's going to be wonderful. You want to book it now because the spaces will go fast. All right. Peace out.